everyone, I'm Miss Bowman and welcome back to the Science Corner. Do you remember what we've been studying? Right, rocks. And who is the scientist that studies rocks? Geologists. So today we're going to be geologists and study rocks. For today, go ahead and grab your supplies. Get your list of materials and let's see what we're going to need. We are on Investigation 1, Part 4, Start of Rock Collection. We get to do this investigation because the weather is super nice outside. Let's see what we need. We need our science notebook, and if I grab my science notebook, I need my pencil. I need my hand lens, so my magnifying glass. I need a cup. I need my Pebbles, sand, and silt book. I need water to wash my rocks. I can put that in the cup, or if you have something bigger like a pitcher, you can use that too. I'm also going to need a bag or bin to carry them. This I didn't provide you, but if you want, you could use one of the Ziplocs from our kit or one of the bins. I'm going to use this great big pink bag so I can fit all my rocks in it. This is a beach bag. You're also going to need a towel to dry the rocks. I'm just going to grab a few paper towels. A bag or bin to keep the rocks in. This could be the same one you already grabbed to carry them. And if you want, you can get an egg carton to keep your rocks in. Can I tell you a secret? Miss Bowman already has a rock collection. Miss Bowman started collecting rocks when I was in first grade too, and I've gone all over to collect rocks. So I keep my rocks in this Tupperware container. Now some of them are too big to put in there, and some of them I've taken out to show you. So after you collect your rocks, I'll show you my collection, and then you can take a picture of yours to send to me. Go ahead and move your supplies out of the way. Don't forget to put your list of supplies back in. And let's go over our questions for our investigation today. So go ahead and open your investigation notebook to the next page that says Rock Record. On this side, write any questions that you have about collecting rocks, such as maybe, where might we look for rocks? Let's think about that. Let's make a hypothesis. Where do you think we're going to find rocks? Well, I think we're going to find rocks in the ground. So when we look for rocks, that's what we're going to do. Now write what you think will happen. We will find them. On the ground. Now why? Why do I think I'm going to find rocks on the ground? Well, when I set rocks on the table, they just sit on the ground. And I think that's where rocks come from. They come from the ground. They don't grow in trees. So when we look for rocks, we will find them on the ground because I've seen rocks on the ground. Now, after we collect our rock collection, we're going to sort our rocks and see if they're alike or different. So let's make a hypothesis. Do you think we're all going to sort our rocks exactly the same way? I don't think so. What are different ways we sort our rocks? Do you remember? We sort our rocks by properties. We can sort them by size, that's a property, by color, that's another property, by texture, if they're rough or smooth, and by pattern. Those are 4 properties of rocks. Do you remember what a property is? Right. A property is the way a geologist or someone studying rocks can sort the rocks by the way that they feel or the way that they look. So let's write our hypothesis. Make sure you leave space to write your answer for your first one. I'm going to leave 3 lines. When we sort our rocks, they will have different properties. If you don't remember how to spell properties, remember it's on our word wall. And then don't forget to write how you know this. I'm going to write, not all rocks look alike. Okay, now we're ready to go outside. When we go outside, you're going to need your towel or paper towels. You're going to need your cup. I'm going to put them in my bag that I'm going to use to carry my rocks. And you will need your water so we can wash the rocks off while we're out there. Normally we do this at school in the yard. But since you're at home, you can do it at your yard at home. Just make sure you ask parents for help. Or you can tell whoever you're working with that you need to start a rock collection and ask them where you should go. If you're not able to start a rock collection today, that's okay. I'll share mine with you. Ready? Let's go! Hi everyone, we're outside at school now and we're going to be looking for rocks. So I found some nice dirt here right next to the door and it seems to be just full of rocks. So I'm going to see if I can find some. There's one. Here's one. I'm going to try and get some different colors maybe, some different sizes. There's a white one. Ooh, here's a really big one. So at your house or wherever you are, if you're looking for rocks, try to get a good variety so they don't all look exactly the same. It's okay if some of them look alike, especially if you have a favorite one, to find more of the same kind. But we're looking for a variety, which means different ones. Look at this red one here. That one's cool. There's a white one. There's like a pink one. Okay, so once you have some rocks, go ahead and take your cup, and you can hold your rocks over your cup so you don't lose them, or you can put your rocks in the cup and just rinse off your rocks with the water you have. I'm going to put my rocks in the cup, and then I'm just going to kind of wipe them off in there. And I could add some more rocks, so I'm not going to use my wet hand because I don't want to get all muddy. I'm going to add a few more rocks. Let's see some white ones over here that look pretty cool. Ooh, that one's cool. I think that might be a piece of the sidewalk. That'd be cool to have. Okay. Rinse them off and then use your towel. You can set them on your towel to dry. Try and get as much dirt off of them as you can so that way we can see what the rock really looks like. It's a little windy today, but thankfully rocks don't blow away. Now you will have to be careful if you are using a paper towel like I am that your paper towel doesn't blow away. But as long as you put those bigger rocks on it first, you'll probably be okay. So you can gather as many rocks as you want. If you only want to gather a few, that's fine. I'm going to take at least 10 in. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11. I can go back in. If you want more rocks for your collection, that's fine too. Go ahead and grab as many as you want. You can look other places for rocks too. You don't have to just look in one place. So let's try another place. Okay, now I'm going to look for rocks under this tree. And another thing that you could do is you could take a picture of the different places that you're finding your rocks. That way you remember where you got them. So let's see if I can find any rocks under this tree. Here's one. This looks like maybe a piece of an acorn, so that's not a rock. Let me put them in my cup if I find them. There's one. So this is a little harder to find them under this tree. I'm just going to use a stick and move some of the dirt and see if there's any right underneath. Nope, I don't see. Oh, nope, it's another piece of an acorn. Oh, here's a little rock. I'm not gonna dig a really deep hole to look for them. I'm just looking for rocks like right on the surface, so right on top of the dirt, to see if there are any. There's lots of sticks. There's some green stuff. Rinse them off. Ooh, I noticed about these is that these are all pretty much the same color. Interesting. Dump my water out, put my rocks back in my cup so I don't lose them. Wipe the bottom for any dirt. Let's go back inside and check out what we found. Hello everyone, welcome back inside. I'm going to go ahead and get my supplies back out of my bag. I have my cup, my paper towels that can go in the trash, and I have my rocks. I'm going to take my rocks out of my bag. I'm not just going to dump them on the table because that would make a mess. So I'm just going to take them out carefully. And then I'm going to set my bag aside. And I'm going to look at my rocks. I have a lot of really different rocks. Let's see different ways I could sort them. Well, I have different sizes. I have some big rocks, some medium rocks, and then I have some little rocks. So I could sort them by size. I could do them by color. I have this big gray rock. I have a lot of little gray rocks and some medium gray rocks. I have some white rocks. I have some rocks with red in them. What's another way I could sort my rocks? Right, by texture. How do they feel? Are they rough or smooth? This one's smooth, this one's smooth. A lot of my rocks are really smooth, but I do have a few rough ones. So were all of my groups the same? Were all of the rough rocks the same as the red rocks? No. Were all of my small rocks the same as my smooth rocks? No. So depending on what property you use to sort rocks, you get different groups of rocks. Now we're going to use our book, so go ahead and grab your book and open it to the very first page. We have our table of contents, and we're going to do the first one, Exploring Rocks, which is on page 3. It looks like this. Follow along in your book as I read. Exploring rocks. Think about a rock. A rock has many properties. What does the rock look like? Remember, properties is a way we can describe rocks by how they feel or how they look. Rocks can be small or large. They can be heavy or light. They can be smooth or rough. They can be round or flat, shiny or dull. Rocks can be different in many ways. Look at all these different rocks. I see lots of colors, and some smooth and some rough. There's even tiny, tiny ones down here. Some rocks are too big to hold in your hand. A rock can be as big as a mountain. Did you know this whole mountain is one gigantic rock? That's a big rock. Other rocks are so small that you can hold thousands in your hand. Look at the picture of a sand dune. Can you see the tiny rocks blowing in the wind? Here's the sand up close. See? It is tiny rocks. But they're so small that they can blow away in the wind. Rocks of all sizes can be found in rivers. Over time, rocks in a river become smooth. Rocks become smooth from rubbing against one another. Do you remember what that's called when a rock changes and gets smaller because of water or air? Right, weathering. Rocks of all sizes can be found in a desert too. How big is the rock you're thinking of? So this is a rock, but it's so big you can walk on it. Then there's smaller rocks over here. Rocks can be many different colors. They can be black, brown, red, or white. They might even be pink or green. Some rocks have speckles or stripes too. Rocks can be many different sizes. They can have different textures. They can be many colors and shapes. They can even have patterns. What does the rock you're thinking about look like? I like the rocks with stripes the best. What's your favorite? Okay, so now let's go back into our notebook and we're going to answer the question, what are properties of schoolyard rocks? So we're going to pick one of our rocks and we're going to describe it by its properties. So I'm going to pick this one. You can pick any rock from yours that you have. This rock is, and we're going to describe it by our different properties. So let's do size. So this rock is medium sized. Medium size. It is gray color. Has a stripe. It's smooth. We can use our texture. It has smooth texture. Smooth. And then anything else you want to say about your rock. Now your description might be the same as mine if you have a rock that looks kind of the same, but it's probably going to be different. So describe your rock. Then I'm going to draw a picture of my rock at the bottom, and I'm going to leave room because we're going to use some more of this space tomorrow. So let's see, it's like medium size, it's got a lump, it has a stripe, and then I would color it in. So it's gray, and then that orange stripe I'm going to color in with crayon. So the gray I can do with my pencil because pencil is gray or black. Now let's look at our hypothesis and see if we were right. So the first one says, when we look for rocks, we will find them on the ground because I've seen rocks on the ground. Did we find our rocks on the ground? I did. I found my rocks on the ground by the door and by the wall. I found them on the ground under the tree. Yes. I found rocks on the ground. Now let's go on to our second hypothesis. When we sort our rocks, they will have different properties. Not all rocks look alike. So when we sorted our rocks, did we use different properties or did we sort them all by one thing? Right, we used different properties. We could sort them by size, we could sort them by color, we could sort them by texture. Yes, the rocks were different. Were different. All right, now it's time to clean up. So whatever bag you've chosen to keep your rocks in, go ahead and grab that. If it's a bag, if it's a bin, I'm going to grab mine. Go ahead and put your rocks in that bag. Okay. Now you can keep your rocks with your Pebbles kit, or you can keep them somewhere else. We might use them later, so I'm going to keep mine with my kit, but I'm just going to put the bag next to it. Grab my kit so I can put everything else away. So I need to put away my book, my hand lens, my pencil, my notebook, my cup, and I can put away my word wall word. If you had your word wall word written on the papers, you can put that paper away. Since I've cut mine out, I'm going to add it to our word wall. Property. All right, then grab your supplies list so we can get ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our Investigation 1, Part 5 sorting activities. So you're going to need your science notebook, make sure that's on top, your book again, your set of pebbles, that's the 20 pebbles. So when you look through your bin, you're going to have pebbles that are like pebbles mixed with dirt, and then you're going to have another set of pebbles, which is about 20-ish pebbles, and they are just pretty much in a bag by themselves. They're different sizes, different colors, but it's just bigger sized rocks. So that's the bag you're going to need for tomorrow, so make sure you have that one on top. Then you're going to need your sorting mat from your paper packet. That's this packet that says letter to the parents on the front. The sorting mat is going to be, you're going to have 2 of them. One of them is going to be circles and the other one's going to be rectangles. You'll see more of that tomorrow. Then you're going to need your hand lens, so your magnifying glass, your pink piece of granite, which is that rock that's not in a bag and it's kind of pinkish in color, and you're going to need your word wall words. That's all we're going to need tomorrow. Make sure that you put away your water. If you were dumping your water into a cup like I was, your water should be clean. You can just dump it out. And then you can ask a parent or someone what to do with your bin. I'm going to let mine dry, so I'm just going to set mine next to the sink so it can dry before I put it away. If you were dipping your rocks into the water, you'll want to dump your water outside. Ready to see my rock collection? So these first ones are my beach rocks. I collected all of these rocks from the beach. I collected them because they're all different colors and sizes. These rocks are all from Lake Michigan. Here's some more of my rock collection. Now these rocks I collected from a book. I didn't pick them up myself, but I have amethyst, crystal quartz, lemon jade, carnelian. These are all crystal rocks or gemstones. I like to label my rocks with labels so I know where they're from. I'm going to start with these ones. Both of these rocks are from the same place. Miss Bowman went to Alaska and hiked up a mountain. I picked up a rock from the bottom of the mountain and a rock from the top of the mountain. After I got back, when we did this lesson with my first grade class, we were taking a really close look at these 2 rocks. And you know what we found out? These rocks are volcanic rocks. So the mountain that I climbed up was actually a volcano. We could tell because of the roughness and bubbles in this rock. And this one is basalt. Some other rocks I picked up were this one. This rock is actually petrified wood. Did you know if you petrify wood, it turns into a rock? You can see the bark and layers of wood. Just like if you cut down a tree, you can see the layers. You can see the layers in this rock still. Then I have another kind of rock called amber. Amber is like tree sap that turns into a rock. Sometimes things get caught in it. I bought some fossils that someone found there. These fossils have plants inside of them. And then I picked up these really big ones. Now these ones I bought, and they're supposed to have crystals inside. Sometime we'll need to open them and find out for sure. Did you know rocks can have crystals inside the rock? Just like these crystals, but they're inside here. What color do you think I might get? Then another rock I got was this one. This one is another volcanic rock, but it's red. The new parts I'm adding to my collection today are my rocks from around the building and my rocks from around the tree. These were both collected at Eastwood Elementary, and I'm going to label them and add them to my collection. What rocks did you find? Can't wait to see them. Make sure when you're finished you take a picture of your rock collection and send it to me. Great job being geologists today, or people who study rocks. I will see you next time in our Science Corner. Keep learning!